Hey, we're here. And maybe 2 weeks in a row, we haven't completely fucked up all the tech, the AV on this.
We'll see.
I'm stupidly trying to make it more complicated than it really needs to be, but we did spend some time on the, I should say, Mark spent some time on the overlays. Mark does all the design. I have nothing to add to this whatsoever, except I gave him a very basic instruction of make it an L and then put stuff on the side.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks great. And we got a new camera in here, and it's 4K, maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely 1080, hopefully.
I don't think anybody really wants to see us in 4K, but
this is gonna be trial and error because supposedly this camera is gonna shut off after 30 minutes, and I'll have to go and refresh it. But we'll find out if that actually happens.
What I don't understand is why camera manufacturers now, like, they know what people are doing with cameras, and they still make it impossible to hook it up to a computer.
Yeah, I don't know.
How long did we fuck with this?
An hour.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well, before we get started, I do have. Well, let's set this up. So this is episode 265 of the Chumpcast. Thanks for joining us. Brick is out this week because he is moving. So good luck to you on that. Try not to have Ashley kill you.
Hopefully you got movers, Brick.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, when I was younger, I was like, there's no way I'm paying somebody to do this. And now I'm just like, there's no way I'm going to deal with this.
There's a couple things that as I've gotten older, I am going to pay for no matter what. And that's getting movers when I have to.
Mm-hmm.
And that is putting together fucking Ikea furniture. They're like, you want me to put this together for $150? I'm just like, no, the thing is $200. And then I get home and I'm working on this thing for 4 hours.
Really?
Yes. Ikea furniture.
You need like a
sucks.
All you need. Okay, here's a life hack. A drill with an adapter for a socket that has an Allen wrench.
Yeah.
That's what I use. So my wife obviously wanted to redo all of our furniture because why not? And it cut my time in half. Instead of using that little Allen wrench, you've got to turn it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. Get a drill.
Yeah. No, I have that. It's usually like when there's dowels that are included in it, and you got to like wet the dowels and then put the dowels in and then line them up, and then you screw shit in. Yeah, it's. I got into the point where I'd just rather pay somebody $100 to do it for me. Depending on what it is.
Will you ever like not buy IKEA furniture?
No.
Like it's shitty than like well built furniture, but it's so cheap.
It's particle board, whatever. Yeah, you're drastically paying less with IKEA.
And as long as you're not moving every year, it's fine.
It holds up.
I don't know. I've got dressers and bed frames and shit. Anyways, before we get started, I wanted to play this voicemail, and I can't see it because it's too far away because I'm an idiot, so I'm going to go hit play. But to set this up, this is relevant to one of our previous drafts.
Okay.
And one of our old friends just absolutely shits on you.
I think I listened to this. It's Kyle, and he's shitting on me because of Dumbledore. Well, guess what, Kyle? I'm standing my ground.
You're still wrong.
Dumbledore is a good guy.
Gentlemen, what's going on? It's Uncle Kyle. I haven't been. It's been a little bit, and I fell behind on my show listening, but I'm listening to your review of Shang-Chi, and you guys are talking about characters that are worthy of wielding Mjolnir.
It's Shang-Chi,
and
Kyle.
Mark, I gotta jump on your case for a second because, like, as far as characters who are supposed to have Harry Potter's well-being and safety at the forefront of their mind, like, the top three worst offenders of that are the Dursleys, Dumbledore, and then Snape. But, like, honestly, Snape and Dumbledore, it just depends on the series. It depends on the book. It depends on, like, how they're feeling at the time. But, like, man, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, like, basically Dumbledore is just like, well, you know, I gotta... You know, like Order of the Phoenix, Dumbledore straight up ignores and neglects Harry for an entire year.
Avoids him.
And like,
dude, Harry was a grown boy.
It's just Dumbledore is a top tier manipulator, man.
I thought he said he's a cop.
Love you guys. I have a lot of Harry Potter feels and theories and headcanons and all that stuff, but yeah, Mark. And can't have Dumbledore. Can't have Dumbledore. Y'all take care. I love you guys. Be good.
You know what, Kyle? I'm not going to argue with you because I know you're deeper into that franchise than I am, obviously.
I think what happened is you tried to go for the pander pick.
I did.
Without recognizing.
I was like, people love Dumbledore.
The real fans were like, fuck this guy.
He's a good teacher. He oversees all these children. Like,
Debatable.
shit rarely escalates too badly. I mean, there's like a snake that will come through the common halls and maybe almost eat a kid. But other than that.
That's it. No big deal.
Yeah, or you got Voldemort, but.
There's no safe place in this magical world. Like, they make everything as dangerous as humanly possible.
At the same time, though, it's Harry Potter, man. He is a grown boy.
He's like 15.
He's he's the most responsible 14-year-old kid there is. He can take care of himself.
So a couple things. One, Elise is in the chat saying that at the end of every draft, we should always pick who had the worst draft pick.
Okay.
Not the worst draft.
That's great.
The
I like
worst
that,
pick.
Elise.
And usually it's Brick, like when he chose Walter White or any of his other picks that were...
It was Brick again this week.
Past week. We haven't gotten there yet, but yes. And I did win the draft. I smoked you guys because y'all sucked. But anyways, the other thing, thanks for calling in, Kyle. We appreciate you, and we missed hearing from you. So
yeah, thank you, Kyle.
If you want to leave us a voicemail arguing or telling us how stupid we are, 847-920-6107. I will probably play it if you're making fun of somebody else, but if you're making fun of me, 50-50 shot.
We'll play it.
Maybe?
We'll play it.
All right. Mark, you are going to a birthday party today?
Yeah, it is my niece's first birthday.
Nice. I am blown away by the fact that you have a 1-year-old niece. Because I
me
remember being in your backyard and seeing your sister when she was pregnant. And I was like, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But it also wasn't. This past year it seemed like forever. I was looking... Apple does this thing frequently where, like, at the end of each week, they'll, like... It's kind of cool. They'll put together, like, a slideshow of, like, this day a year ago, 2 years ago. And they'll put a little music behind it. And this time last year, it was like people were starting to get together more, but it was still kind of weird. It's just bizarre to see that in your picture feed. Is like this past year what we went through.
My employer is trying to get us to go back into the office full time. I don't understand this misguided notion that being in the office makes you more productive.
It doesn't.
It just ruins your day.
It doesn't.
Honestly. And the price goes up for the employer. It makes my day shitty. I come home and I'm miserable. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. And how many people are going to quit if you just make people go back in full time? We've shown that you don't need to do that.
And there's plenty of studies and shit on this. I mean, Wall Street Journal was talking about it every other week for the past, like, 6 months. It's like, how's the productivity of these, these bulge bracket banks and all these other big corporations? And I initially was thinking, like, oh, I'm not as productive at home. Like, I'll go downstairs, make another pot of coffee. I don't know, I'll read a comic book with some downtime. Shit like that. But at the same time, when you're in the office, you have people coming up to, like,
everybody.
I would have a handful of people that I would make small talk with every single day. And it just became a thing where I would stop by their desk, they would stop by mine. But if you think about it, you add that up, that's like an hour if you're talking to 5-6 people
easily
a day. If you're going downstairs to get coffee with them or go to Starbucks or whatever.
I'm faster with lunch at home. Like, I don't have to. It's fucking stupid. It's antiquated. It's draconic. Like,
yeah, it was just weird when you're by yourself. You start thinking like, oh, maybe I'm not being productive. But at the same time, you kind of forget because you're around so many people when you were in the office. Like you weren't as productive as you were at home.
It's not just that. It's how stupid it's going to be. Like when you see Apple or Google or whatever, like, top employers.
Yeah.
They're getting all of this talent because they're letting people work from home.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all fucked. Yeah. I don't care.
That's stupid. I'm sorry your company's doing that.
I mean, I'm definitely. I will flat out tell them you can fire me. I will go work somewhere else. Yeah. I'm not coming into the office 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Because that's ignorant. Anyways, I'm done complaining.
We over that.
News to us.
Like, how am I going to set up this sick podcast layout if I don't work from home?
I have no clue, man. I really don't.
Shit.
But speaking of sick, Mark, do you love My Hero Academia?
I tried getting into it.
No?
I wouldn't say I dislike it. I watched the first season and I just didn't continue it for whatever reason. I don't know why.
For me, it's something that I will put on if I have absolutely nothing else to watch, and that's not very often anymore because there's so much to watch.
I do like the concept with All Might and like how his powers transferred to the kid, the green-haired kid, right? Or something, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, that's all season 1, and then there's a whole big spiel. Anyways, this is a feature-length movie. It's if you're familiar with this universe, everybody has a quirk or like a weird power. Some of them, by the way, are incredibly dumb. Like I don't know. Whoever's writing these is just like, this will be cool, and they try to make it on paper, and it's
fucking Marshmallow Man. Let's do it.
Yeah, pretty much. So this movie is someone who's pissed at these people who have quirks and is just trying to blow up the cities. So I don't know. It could be good. It could also suck.
I like when they bring not just anime but cartoons in general into the theaters. Like some of the best times I've ever had in theaters was when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old going to see the Hey Arnold movie, Lilo and Stitch in theaters. There's so many.
Dude, Dragon Ball Z did amazing. One-off movies. Tree of Might is incredible.
The
Broly movies.
Yeah. I want to say Brawly. I really want to say Brawly, being from Chicago.
Yeah. But those are great. I love it. Next trailer. Another Disney movie. Probably another blockbuster. Probably another Best Animated Feature winner.
I feel like the soundtrack with this movie is going to be fucking lit.
I think that they saw... What was the other Disney one that was set in Mexico?
I should know this. It was one of the fucking...
It was incredible. It was...
Somebody in the chat, tell us.
Damn it.
God damn it.
It
was the boy's name, right? Or was it the legend's name? What the fuck is his name? Coco.
Wow.
I should know that because I fucking watch Cocomelon every day, every hour of every day.
Whoever thought of Cocomelon and produced it and put it out there should be tried on a war tribunal. Like, it's torture.
Do you watch the Wheels on the Bus, Cocomelon?
My soul just left my body.
Dude, hold on, though. That move the dad hits at the end, like the backward step, fucking kind of like, dude, the crip walk, like backward step, like in front of the bus. I'm just like, yo, that guy is fucking crazy for that. The dad's got some moves.
I was watching,
Dad's got moves.
I don't know, like in my daily meme consumption, I just watch dumb videos on the internet, one of which I will show you later. One of them was a woman watching Cocomelon with her kids, and it was the episode where they go to the beach, and the dad is shirtless.
Yeah.
And the mom, like, covers her kid's eyes. And the comment was something like, you know you've been locked up for too long when you're getting horny thinking about the dad from Cocomelon. Dude. Anyways.
I love you. I love you.
Oh, dude, it's so brutal. Why can't my kid like something that's at least tolerable?
Dude, the Cocomelon dad is a fucking...
Is he a DILF?
He's a DILF.
Okay, cool. Anyways, Encanto. This looks pretty good. So it's a world where everybody has a little bit of magic, or this family has a little bit of magic, I should say.
Of course,
and they live
there's one individual who doesn't.
Until they probably do, and then they realize that the magic was within them all along. This looks great. I don't know what else you can say about it. It's Disney Pixar animation. It'll be great.
Did you look at the voice cast at all? Because I really couldn't pick out anyone from the trailer.
I saw John Leguizamo is the uncle.
Okay.
I think that might have been the only name that I recognized. But you can tell they're going to have the musical numbers and all that stuff. It's just going to be good. We just default to it's Disney. It'll be good.
Cool.
All right. Now, Mark, I need a ruling on the Cowboy Bebop intro. I know this technically isn't a trailer.
Okay.
But I feel as though it definitely served as one. And as a man who's wearing the Faye shirt today, I need you to tell me what you thought of this.
All-time scene. All right. What did I think of the trailer?
The intro.
The intro trailer, whatever. I thought it was pretty well done. They used the music. They don't fuck around with the music, which is great.
You can't.
All right, you can't do that. The first 2 seconds, you actually see Spike gunning a cig. Thank God, because if they took away his cigarettes because it's fucking a Netflix show, even though they have Castlevania butchering through kids, it's like I was a little scared that Netflix was going to be like, we can't have him smoking cigarettes when it's...
I think that's only for stuff that's not...
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense either.
But like,
I think it's only for stuff that's not R-rated or like mature rated, which kind of makes sense. But this is definitely going to be full of murder and shit. So if it was a movie, it would be rated R.
Yeah. So I'm happy that he's still going to be smoking stans. The villains really stood out to me. Obviously, we have Vicious. Got to have him in there.
And the chapel scene.
Mm-hmm.
You got a shot from that. Do you think that they're doing this just for the intro, or are these cuts? Because the idea when they made this is that it wasn't going to be a one-for-one reproduction live action. They were going to do new stories.
Yeah.
So do you think they just did this to set up the intro and get people excited, or do you think that these are actual scenes from episodes?
No, I think they're gonna have a scene because they have a scene with what is it, Piero
the clown.
Piero Le Fou.
Yeah,
Fou or whatever his name is. The creepiest villain, I think.
He looks way
in the whole
creepier
series.
in real life too.
And those were some of my favorite episodes. I think it was episode 1 or 2 where they're in like the alley and they have the shootout. And that was like the first time Spike always kind of kids about dying and shit. That was like the first time where Spike was like really fucking scared. Like he was gonna shit his pants. Like you could see like a little tear because Pero Le Faux or whatever had a gun right to his head, was about to kill him. But then he he got distracted by the cat, shot it, and then he like floated away. He's like Kirby.
Creepy as fuck.
The ending, I think the last episode, it might have been the first and the last, because the last episode, then you have him come back again at the amusement park, and that episode was insane.
The last episode is.
Yeah.
I think the very first episode is the Abdul Hakim episode, which you also see here.
Okay,
Giant dude
yeah.
with the afro who's supposed to be like from the Bruce Lee movie. He's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like the karate guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool. I also saw you got the teddy bear bomber.
Yes.
You got
Teddy
the
Bomber.
bloody eye dealers,
Mhm.
which is a great story because it's just like Bonnie and Clyde on the run love story, but
Mhm.
it's so great.
You don't have Andy, though. I wonder if they're going to bring in Andy. Because that's where the whole See You Space Cowboy thing came from, is
Mhm.
that episode, right? Because
Yeah.
he was the outlaw dressed up as a cowboy bounty hunter, right?
Well, they do have in there the Big Shot show, like
Okay.
where they actually name the bounties.
Yeah.
I'm just all around. I'm fucking in on this. I'm
Yeah.
so sold. I don't care if this show sucks. I will watch it front to back twice.
I'm going to watch it. I just hope they stay true to the characters, and it looks like, okay, you got Spike smoking cigarettes now, thank God. Interesting to see how Faye is going to be,
yeah.
you know?
Well,
And
they couldn't possibly, like, in a world of physics, have her dressed the way that she dresses in the anime.
No, I get it. But at the same time, if they're not going to make her sexual and use her, you know, her
I'm
being
sure
a
that she
really
will use
good-looking
her-
female to get things out of guys.
Yeah, because that's what she like seduces someone and then wraps
Yeah.
them up for a bounty. So I'm sure that they will, but also they probably won't lean as heavily on it.
Yeah. Like
But-
her tits aren't just going to be hanging out.
Yeah,
I
that
get
was-
that.
It's a bit aggressive in the anime.
What about Ed, though?
I don't care. The only thing that matters is Ein.
If you look, though, I fucking love Ed.
Yeah,
I love
just the
Ed.
weirdness and the hacker. Like, it's very cool. Obviously, Ed is going to be in there.
I'm wondering if they're purposely. I think when they show Ed, Ed's going to show up in the intro, because if you look, they have like in the very beginning, they have the 3 boxes. So they have Spike, Faye, and Jet, and then there's just an empty corner where I think where Ed's supposed to be. So I think once they reveal Ed, which they're holding that back, you know, to create
weird.
suspense.
But Ed wasn't in until what, like 3 episodes in? So maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm just really excited for this. Coming November
Something.
15th, I think.
Mhm.
14th or 15th.
Yeah.
Next
see.
trailer, though. This is great because it's an opportunity to go back to one of Brick's horrible draft picks. He picked the safecracker from Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
I think that job would be fucking incredible. And we have a trailer for Army of Thieves, which is coming October 29th, so later this month. We have our weird German dude. Natalie Emanuel is in there. I love her. She's so great. From Game of Thrones. She's been in some Fast and Furious movies.
You're not going to say goodbye. The saddest scene of any Fast and Furious, when they're on the beach. Paul Walker pulls up. God damn it.
I think this movie might rule. I think it probably is going to be better than Army of the Dead.
I think so too. That's what I thought when watching this.
It's cool that they have this like underground safe cracking ring and their competitions and shit. It's like black hat hackers, like who can hack it fastest.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. So this looks really cool.
And from a comedic factor, this is by far the funniest character in Army of the Dead.
Is that intentional or is it just like he's a weirdo?
No, I don't think it's intentional. I think just because he's like, just the shit he says from being kind of a coward type dude.
I got that vibe, the coward vibe.
Yeah, I
That
think
makes
it's gonna
sense.
be funny though. I think the cast that they have, and then they have that one guy that should be Wolverine. Like that guy needs to be Wolverine. I'm sorry, people are gonna be like Taron Egerton. That guy should be Wolverine.
I do not want Taron Egerton to be Wolverine.
Go back, watch that trailer. When I saw that guy, I'm like, holy fuck, is this guy wearing this wife beater? And I think he had like long chops and
Sideburns.
shit. I'm
I
like,
don't know,
is
it
he
was weird
basically
when
like,
his
yo,
claws popped out?
cast me as fucking Wolverine? I feel like that was his audition. Like, yo, can I dress like this? So people are like, that guy needs to be the next Wolverine.
Anyways, looks great. Can't wait. Last trailer. This is for sure the creepiest Stranger Things trailer yet. And I know that it's been a really long wait. The kids look old now.
Yeah,
They're like getting their driver's licenses and shit.
yeah.
But it's been 2.5 years.
Caleb is probably 6'2" now.
Yeah.
I feel
He's
like.
huge.
What's his real name? What's
Caleb
his name
McLaughlin?
or what's his name in the show? Forgot.
Shit, I can't remember. I never keep that. I always refer to them by their actors'
Mhm.
names. Finn Wolfhard. And
Yeah.
anyways,
Yes, they've aged.
They are also talking about spin-offs for Stranger Things. And I know that we had that episode where she goes to Chicago, 11 does, and you see the other people. I don't know if it would work. I truly don't. I think that we are so attached to our set of main characters here, and they've introduced a couple others, namely in the last season. I just stick to what works. And I know that the studio's, directive is going to be to squeeze as much money out of that turnip as they can. But I don't know. I want this and only this.
Mm-hmm. What happened in the third one, in the third season? I completely forgot.
Billy and his Trans Am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think they're gonna get into watching the trailer, kind of how things got to where they are, like with opening these dimensions and shit like that, and what happened back then. I think that's what we get in the first minute or so of this trailer is we see this family. We don't get any of the current Stranger Things kids, but we see this family and
in
there's
the 1950s.
a lot of scary, weird shit going on with them. And wasn't that guy one of the scientists or something?
Has to be.
Yeah.
This is just some weird underground like DARPA experiment.
Yeah.
And I think you're just going to see how it goes horribly wrong. And that could be just a single episode where they're setting it up because that's what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
They have one episode arcs.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you though. I hope they don't just start bringing in a whole different, timeline and then gradually reintroduce the characters we know and love from this series.
Okay, let's do a little bit of actual news. Hang on, I gotta flip our brand new layout. I'm gonna think of a better way to do this. I don't know what that is yet, but also I have to look around this support beam in my basement, which sucks. News. Scarlett Johansson and Disney have officially ended their feud. And we will never know what actually happened, and that sucks.
They gave her more money than she probably was going to make just initially if they didn't release it on Disney Plus. If it would just stayed the contract that she thought she was getting.
She got $20 million to do
she probably
Black
got
Widow.
a stupid amount of money.
How do you basically bribe her to drop this lawsuit and to not only that, but to
more money.
Keep working with Disney? She's going to be in Tower of Terror. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it had to be $100 million.
Dude, bring her back for Home Alone 3. Just be like, we gave you this much money. You're coming back for Home Alone 3. She was in Home Alone 3.
Does Disney own Home Alone, though?
I think so. No, that's Fox, isn't it?
Well, Disney owns Fox.
Disney
I
owns
think
Fox now,
it was Touchstone, but I don't know who owns the IP to Touchstone now.
I love Home Alone 3. It's one
You're
movie.
the only person on the planet who has ever said that sentence.
Dude, I had that race car that like jumped and shit that he put the camcorder on.
Really?
They
Did you have like the talkback recorder too?
I did. Yeah, but that was
that was the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the OG.
Every kid had that. Every kid had that.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's just that's a weird thing to be obsessed with. Like most kids are like, give me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toys or Power Rangers, and you're like, no, I need that shit from Home Alone 3.
Yeah. What would you even say into it?
I had nothing interesting to say. Dude, all right, I'm going to digress here for a minute.
Go.
I took Max to the park yesterday.
What did he say?
I mean, he doesn't say anything. He says, Dad. Uh-oh. But there was a 4-year-old there who would not leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, God.
He's following me and Max around the park the entire time, talking to me, telling me his life story.
Why?
And I'm trying to be super nice. The kid was probably 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I'm like, get this fucking kid away from me. I don't want to talk to you. You're not interesting.
That's what we're in for, though.
I know. And
that is
sucks.
what we're in for.
But where the fuck were his parents? Who you're just going to let your kid come up and talk to an adult stranger?
I don't know. Where were his parents?
I don't know. And he ended up asking me, are you his daddy or are you a baby? I'm like, I'm his daddy.
What if he was asking you, like, where are my parents, Ryan? And you're just like, I don't fucking care. Get away from me.
Honestly, man, that kid's going to get kidnapped because nobody was paying attention to him. I feel horrible.
He would get kidnapped, get into the van,
Oh
and
my
the guy
God,
would
they
be
would
like, no, you got to get out. You got to get out. You're
Bring him
driving
back.
You're driving me
They would
insane.
immediately bring this little shit back.
But
I'm sorry,
why?
Benjamin. You were a nice kid. We don't share the same interests. The Venn diagram of our interests does not overlap.
I just don't fucks with you, dude.
I'm sorry, man.
You're the worst.
I can't
You're
hold
the
a conversation.
worst.
I know that I am, and that's fine. And when my kid is that age, I'm gonna placate him in any way possible. Yeah, man, that's
Benjamin.
super interesting, even though it definitely won't be.
I got to meet this Benjamin guy. We got to bring him on a show, it sounds like.
I don't know what else to say about it. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest. So I immediately I was packing Max up to go leave, and on his stroller he has this little like steering wheel and like, buttons and shit. The kid was playing with it, and I couldn't leave. And I'm like,
you're like, all right,
I gotta go.
dude.
Sorry, man. It's time for us to go home and get dinner. Get the fuck away from me. Anyways, that's the story of how I cursed out a 4-year-old.
You're just gonna leave me here by my lonesome?
Absolutely, I am.
Wait, it was dinner time?
It was like 5:30.
So it was about to get dark, and you were just gonna leave him alone in a park?
He cleared. There were plenty of parents there. I'm
Okay.
sure somebody was gonna claim him. Man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not proud of it. This is a safe space where I share my thoughts throughout the week.
The kid was driving you crazy.
Fuck. All right, one more bit of news, then we'll move on. According to Spoiler TV, Apple TV Plus has preemptively renewed this invasion show starring Sam Neill. Typically, that's a good sign that they're really confident about the.
There we go.
Did your camera
It
turn
did
off?
it.
I told you to do that, but all right, anyways.
They can still hear it.
Okay. Anyways, they picked this up for another season, at least 2 seasons at Apple. I think that's probably a good thing in terms of the quality of this. We'll see. It might still suck. I mean, I've been saying that, but how long has Walking Dead been on now? And that show has been sucking for years.
I'm so blown away that they haven't wrapped that shit up yet.
I think this is the final season, but they've already got 3 spinoffs for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter. You just go forever.
Yeah, wait, is Invasion out? Sorry, I might have missed that.
I believe it comes out next week.
Isn't there another Apple show that's out? That's
Foundation.
Foundation. Okay.
People have been raving about that too. I might.
Is that the guy from Chernobyl?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one that Brick recommended last week.
Gotcha.
Speaking of, I'm going to hit the little button here. We're talking recommendations now. I don't have the drop yet.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mark. I
Fine.
know that you're heartbroken.
I'm pissed.
I will clean it up. Everything will work smoothly. This is a process.
I'm pissed.
Look, man, when I have to produce and be on the show, shit's not easy.
Okay.
So fuck you. I want to do a quick check-in on a recommendation I made last week when I talked about Squid Game. And this is more of a news thing, but
I saw this.
the largest South Korean internet provider is suing Netflix because too many people are watching Squid Game.
It's crazy. Oh my god.
So
Believable, but
in
crazy.
this law, so this has precedent in South Korea too. Like, well, in America, Netflix pays Comcast every month because they use up so much of their bandwidth, which is horseshit.
Yeah.
Because it takes nothing for your ISPs to actually increase that bandwidth. It doesn't affect them at all. They're just greedy pricks, and fuck you, Comcast. Anyways, SK Broadband, South Korea Broadband, says that Netflix owes them 27 billion won, which is like 25 million bucks, for 2020 alone, because that's how much of their data they ate up. So the actual number on bandwidth is 1,200 gigabits per second.
Wow.
1,200 gigs per second of data that's being streamed over SK only. So this is only South Korea.
And they can pinpoint that to Squid Games. They
I
can
don't-
say like, "Oh, Squid Games is using this much bandwidth."
I doubt it. Well, if you know what percentage of hours your streaming is Squid Games, then yeah, you should be able to figure that out, right? stuff like this is endlessly interesting to me because it's unintended consequences, right?
Yeah.
So South Korea's internet is light years ahead of ours. They're fiber everywhere.
Everything's fiber optic.
So first of all, you definitely don't have any restrictions here, but also you're getting gigabit internet. So you can stream everything at 4K and your quality never drops, nothing like that. I don't know. I love stories like this, just the business side of things, and I know I'm a dork, but it's just interesting.
My recommendation is also going to stay in the Comcast lane, kind of. I'm trying to get some of my subscriptions in order. Like, I've gotten to the point where I do like free trials and shit for certain things, and then there's been some times where I'm not as good about it, where I won't set like a calendar reminder and cancel it. So I'm like, I'm gonna try this Truebill website where you sign up. You have to link your, of course, like your credit cards and your Chase account. It's pretty easy though, as long as you have.
Scares me.
Yeah, but it had a lot of reviews, good reviews, and I forgot where I saw it, some ad. But they've basically gone through all my subscriptions, and what they also do, they'll ask you in the beginning, like, "Hey, would you like to? Is this worth it to you? Where you will pay monthly, and you can pay $2, $3, $5, or nothing if you want." So assuming you'll probably try it and pay nothing, but there is a feature on it where they'll look through your subscriptions. If they think they can get you a better deal, hence Comcast, they've actually reached out to Comcast to get a better deal for me. But in the agreement, you decide you can do, its lowest is 30%. So I chose 30%. I will give you whatever savings you get me, you get 30% for the first year. That's the commitment to them.
That's a decent business model.
If you want to avoid having to fucking call these companies, I highly recommend looking at Truebill, having them go through your subscriptions, seeing if anything they can get you a better deal on. Yes, you're going to be paying them a partial amount of what they're saving you.
Saving me money.
It's only for the first year though. So if they're saving me fucking $30 a month, whatever, I wasn't going to get that money back anyways.
Nice. Truebill, you said?
Truebill, yeah.
It's a website or an app?
It is. You
Probably
can,
both.
You can. I went through the website and then it's like, please download our app because it's all app interface.
I'm never downloading your fucking app.
Yeah.
My recommendation is a return. It's season 33 of The Simpsons. I contend that for the last 4 or 5 seasons, The Simpsons is back to really, really good, solid writing.
Wow. What season are we on?
33.
33. Okay.
So we've got the Treehouse of Horror coming soon. They opened this season with a musical, which had Kristen Bell in it. She was doing all of Marge's singing. It was really well done, and I'm just excited that this show is back.
When are we getting the Halloween episode?
Later this month for sure.
Okay.
I think it's probably a couple weeks out.
It's probably the week of Halloween, I would assume.
They don't always do it that way. And
Really?
actually,
Okay.
I think 3 seasons ago, they did 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because they did one at the end of October, and then they were like, let's do another one for Thanksgiving, and it'll be Thanksgiving Treehouse of Horror. So fuck yeah.
Nice.
Also, on top of that, on Disney Plus, earlier this week, they dropped season 32. So every time a new season starts airing live, they'll put the previous season on Disney Plus.
Nice.
Check that out if you're looking for something to watch.
Cool.
You got anything else?
I don't. I'm going to run to the bathroom. Can you just like maybe give a high-level overview of our draft or something?
Yeah, and I can catch people up on how badly I kicked all of your asses last week.
Go ahead.
All right. So it's draft time. I don't have a drop for that either. Sue me. Last week, our draft was the shittiest jobs from movies and television. And Brick had a horrible pick again for that, which was Walter White as a meth dealer because he was basically doing what he loved. Anyways, I kicked everybody's ass last week. If you follow us on Instagram, you can see that we're kind of tracking this. And whoever gets to 5-1 drafts first. So obviously we let the listeners vote on this, and that's what makes it fair, quote unquote, even though Brick is texting everybody like, you'll go vote for me. Whoever gets to 5 first gets to pick a shitty movie for the other 2 people to watch. So I'm really hopeful that I can win this because I still have a backlog of shitty movies that Mark keeps beating me in bad bets for, but I still have to watch that shitty old movie from M. Night Shyamalan. I'll get there. This week, though, we thought that it would be apropos to do most iconic duos because we saw Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and there's plenty of duos there. You've got Venom and Carnage. But most importantly, this movie is essentially a buddy comedy between Tom Hardy and Tom Hardy. It's just his inner, I guess, usually you can't have an inner dialogue, but in this case you do. Usually it's an inner monologue. So this week we decided we were going to do most iconic duos. And we know that Brick's not here. He sent us his list. It's kind of it sucks because like we can see what he's gonna pick, but we don't really have a better option for that yet. I said we can just hand him an auto loss.
I will tell you, Brick, that I looked at your list and you only had one. I think I told you to put down 7 just in case we double picked.
Makes sense.
You only had one duo that I had, so I think we're gonna be pretty different on this.
Okay. Well, I won last week, so I'm gonna pick first.
All right.
You'll go second. Brick will go third.
Sure.
I am really relishing the fact that I get to steal Batman and Robin.
I know
you.
that's a neat. That's.
I
a
think
really
you
good
knew
one.
that
I
that
know.
was coming as
That's
soon
my
as you were
number one.
like, what's the order going to be?
Brick didn't even have Batman and Robin.
I did.
You're gonna lose this instantly, Brick.
If you think about it, though, the Batman and Robin is applied like it is the iconic duo because it's applied to everything. If you're talking about it in sports and you're talking about like two NBA players, who's the Batman, who's the Robin?
You
Like
don't
you use this for everything.
You don't gotta tell me how many rap songs do they use Batman and Robin in, or Batmobile?
1 billion, all of them. So who's your pick, Mark?
I'm gonna go with Woody and Buzz.
That's a good pick. That was also on my list. They have a great dynamic, really fluid. It's just
Completely different characters, not like each other at all, but they form this bond and this relationship that you can't not love. Brick.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say about that. So who's Brick's first pick? As 2 picks.
Brick's first pick. Oh, he put it in Discord, didn't he?
Yeah. I think I remember his first pick was Rick and Morty, right?
No.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was Rick and Morty. Yes. Okay. Rick
This
and
is
Morty.
a horrible pick. They're not
It's not that
iconic
great.
at all. I get it. They also hate each other most of the time, and this is a very niche pick. Like I get it, and I don't know. Do you think he's pandering here? Do you think people will vote for him just because of that? I mean, we do this mostly on Instagram, so
I know. I don't think we have that many like big Rick and Morty fans that follow us though. So we'll see.
I'm
see if
just
that
going to
hits for
say
him.
that I saw his draft list, and if he wins this week, something fucky is going on.
Truly. At the same time though, last week he had a terrible draft and it showed.
Yeah.
I was surprised actually that I did that bad. I thought I didn't do that bad. You just blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I think it was more of like I had the right pander picks.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper is going to win every time.
Yeah. That's true.
All right, who's his second pick?
His second pick is Keenan and Kel. That's also not. Yes. Okay.
I like that.
Nickelodeon
I like the pick.
classic.
But it's not broad reaching.
I know.
A lot of people, unless you're our age, you have no idea who the fuck Keenan and Kel are.
Brick, you need to stop getting so into the weeds on this shit. Like when we did the jobs, I'm like, dude, you can't be that specific. You got like people are not going to know what you're talking about. It's all right. Keenan and Kel is not that bad, Brick. I'll give you.
I do kind of like that, and like most people know Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live now. He's been on Saturday Night Live for years.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that he got started in All That, which Kenan and Kel was originally in All That sketch, and then they got the TV show and the movie, Good Burger. Yeah. So, your second pick.
Yes. I'm going to do Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber.
That's a good one. I did not think of that, but I think my quibble with that would be they've had other bad movies. Like Dumb and Dumber is iconic. Dumb and Dumberer and Dumb and Dumber 2, they've done both of them. Both sucked.
I just think the characters that they played in that first one, their duo is untouchable. It's just they complement each other so nicely, being so fucking stupid.
Okay. I've got 2 here. Man, I've got a really good list.
All right.
Like, I'm definitely not gonna pick all the right ones, but when we do like others getting votes, I'm gonna crush.
Okay,
that.
I want to whisper this in the mic right now because I think I know who you're gonna pick.
I'm gonna cover my
You're
ears.
gonna pander to people, and if you don't pick it, I'm gonna pick it. But I know you're gonna pick this because you're gonna be pandering.
Remember,
to
I got
people.
2 picks here. All right, I'm covering my ears.
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna pick. Fuck. I'm gonna pick Doc Brown and Marty from Back to the Future.
All right. It's a good one.
Shit. Now I really need to know what yours was, but I got one more. I'm gonna go with. Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Fuck! Yeah, dude, that was it, you fucker. God damn it.
Yes. Eat shit, Mark.
God damn it. I have a theory, though. If you pick something Star Wars related, you're most likely winning.
That's not true. I mean, especially out of you and Brick, like our audience knows that you two generally do not like Star Wars
I
that
know.
much.
I was gonna pick that one though.
Okay.
I was gonna pander to the Star Wars.
I mean,
peeps.
it's not necessarily just pandering. It's still a great duo.
No, yeah, I agree.
Their banter is legendary.
I've actually watched,
even though you can't understand Chewie.
Yeah, I've watched the OG ones, the OG movies, so I can actually relate to them now.
Okay.
Before, 3 years ago, I never even watched the first couple Star Wars movies. So
that
now,
still blows my mind.
same thing with I've never watched Back to the Future 2.
They're on Netflix.
I know.
Dude,
I
you gotta.
I need to.
You don't need to watch 3. It's good,
Okay.
but it's not. It doesn't even live up close to the hype of the first two. All right, who's your? Is this only your second pick?
No, I picked 2 already. I picked
Okay.
Woody and Buzz,
No,
and I
that's right.
picked
My bad.
Harry and Lloyd.
Go ahead. I'm bad at drafting, apparently.
All right, this is kind of a random one. I just thought it was funny. I'm going for the more funny route with these duos. I'm gonna go with.
Wait, is it? Okay, cover your ears.
I think it's gonna be the guys from Step Brothers.
Brennan and Dale from Step Brothers. Really?
Let's go,
Dude.
We spend too much time together, I think.
Fuck.
You kind of gave it away with the funny duo thing, but yeah, it's that's a good pick. I mean,
Did we just become best friends?
it's endlessly quotable. The only thing is, like, you don't have the longevity. That's my
I
quibble.
know.
It's one movie, but you could really have gone with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly because them as a duo is incredible.
I'm just banking these picks off of, I feel like the majority of the U.S. population has seen Step Brothers and the first Dumb and Dumber. So I feel like there are a
think
shit
it's
ton
fair.
of people that can relate to these movies.
I mean, unless you start getting into the Zoomers, the Gen Z,
Yeah.
maybe they haven't.
fuck those.
They look at it and it's like, oh, that Dumb and Dumber movie is a classic,
Yeah.
even though it's from the 90s. All right, what is Brick's?
Brick's next pick. This is a good one. Actually, one of my favorite shows growing up, Beavis and Butthead.
That's a good one. I will actually give him credit for that.
Mm-hmm. Mike Judge, GOAT.
Dude, Mike Judge is hilarious.
So good.
I love seeing him in movies sometimes too.
I know.
He just shows up and
It's so hard convincing people that King of the Hill is a great show. Like, people, I get it. It's hard. Like, when you watch little parts of it, you're like, what the fuck is this? But once you get into the different characters, and oh my
Dale
God, it's
Gribble
such a
is an
good show.
all-time character.
Yeah.
Now I feel like we have to do one of our drafts should be weird conspiracy theorists from movies and TV.
Okay.
Put that in the
Okay.
back of your mind. I think that's a good one to come back to.
All right. Brick
Who's-
again.
Yeah.
Pinkman and Heisenberg.
What is with him and these shitty pick? Whatever, man. Walt and Jesse. Okay, sure. Brick, you are
Don't
absolutely.
they
gonna
break
lose
up
this one.
like 8 times?
They hate each other.
I know.
Jesse Pinkman tried. Walt watched Jesse's girl die
I know.
and did nothing. And they hate each. Okay. Anyways, Mark, who is your last pick?
Bitch. My last pick will be
Don't pick mine. Don't pick mine. Don't pick mine.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Okay, that's pretty good. I feel like those
That
Kevin Smith movies are kind of niche.
I agree. I did have that thought, but at the same time, seeing those two characters together, even if you haven't seen the movies, I think you know who they are. And frankly, I just really couldn't think of another duo that I loved.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I am going to put my hand up on this and say that you inspired me for this because we were in a text chat where you were sending gifts repeatedly. My final pick is Wayne and Garth
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's
from Wayne's World.
fuck, that is a good one.
I love them in Saturday Night Live. Both movies are incredible.
Mhm.
I would love to see them reprise that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Keep going.
God, why didn't I think of that one? We were just
How
fucking
do you-
sending a
yeah.
bunch of gifts.
So there's our list. I'm going to type this out. And okay, so I'm sorry. What was your final pick?
Okay, I had final pick was Jay and Silent Bob,
Jay and Silent Bob.
Woody and
It's
Buzz,
So forgettable that I already forgot it.
Harry and Lloyd, Brennan and Dale, Jay and Silent Bob.
All right, so my 4 are Batman and Robin. I did this out of order. Doc Brown and Marty, Han Solo and Chewbacca, and Wayne and Garth.
God, we didn't have any females on this list. I was gonna pick
You could have done Thelma and Louise.
I was gonna do Thelma and Louise, but I honestly haven't even finished that movie, so I've only seen parts of it. I was really trying not to pick things besides. Well, I've seen the Star Wars movies. Yeah,
It's kind of hard though. Like you could have picked Ed and Ein. They're a duo.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Nobody knows that though. So you have to appeal to the masses here. So what does that say about? I mean, who's a good duo? Who's a good female duo from movies or TV? You could do like Grace and Frankie's a big show on Netflix. They have good banter. Harley Quinn and Ivy says
that's a good one.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's a great one.
But that's more of a recent friendship.
Yeah,
or friendship, depending on what kind of lore you're into.
I think people that aren't that into Batman, if I put Harley Quinn and Ivy, they'd just be like, how are they a duo? They're just different villains.
I completely agree with you, but I think this is just an indicator that we need more female duos in TV and film.
Yeah.
Maybe I just can't think of anything. What about we could do like Jerry and Kramer, or Jerry and Elise. What the fuck is her name?
You could do Tina and Amy on SNL. Tina Fey.
Yeah, the Weekend Update.
Amy
crew.
Poehler.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that's tough. Amy Poehler and Rashida Jones in Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good duo. It's just they don't live up to like. I'll just go through some of the rest of my list. Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong.
Mm-hmm.
Will and Carlton. So I just it's not quite as good. You got Troy and Abed. SpongeBob and Patrick was on my list. So did you have any extras on there?
No, I didn't actually. I had Rick and Morty. Brick had Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
That's
going
a good
back
one.
to Rush Hour again. Starsky and Hutch. Yeah, otherwise mine were all picked. I had Han Solo and Chewbacca that was picked, and I had Batman and Robin that was picked.
I am so glad I won last week, so I could take that away from you.
Fuck. We gotta switch it up to where, because there is a big advantage to picking first, because if the person that wins the prior week gets to keep picking first, I feel like that's gonna be.
We got to compile some data on this. We got to figure out how often does the person who picks first, how often do they win?
Okay, fine.
So we got to figure.
We've done this 5 times already?
I have no clue. How many times have we done it?
5 times, I think.
Is this 5 or is this 6?
Brick has 2 wins. We each have 1.
All right, fair enough. So I'm going to switch this here.
This is the 5th time, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, no. This is the 6th time, because
I've won 2.
Yes.
You've won 1. Brick's won 2.
Yes.
So this will be number 6. Okay.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
Let me do mine.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge, skank, terrible, but thank you.
I always appreciate Elisa's comments in the chat.
What'd she say?
Princess Bubblegum and Marceline from Adventure Time, that's good. But she says, lady duos just end up being lesbians. And that was what I was alluding to with Harley and Ivy. So, yes, correct. All right, Mark, who's your best man alive?
You said it. Fuck, where is this guy? Oh, my God, this story was so... Oh, here it is. Here it is. I read this out to Kelly, and she was fucking laughing. Okay. So, Beyhan Matlu in Turkey had been drinking with friends on Tuesday when he wandered into a forest. When he failed to return, his wife and friends alerted local authorities, and the search party was sent out. Mr. Matlu, 50 years old, then stumbled across the search party on his way home and decided to join them. It was not until they started screaming out his name looking for him that he then said, "I am here." Dude, this guy joined his own search party.
Do you think that when you're 50, you're still going to be getting blackout drunk enough to go wander into a forest?
Oh my God. He was then taken aside by one of the rescue workers to give a statement. He said, "Don't punish me too harshly, officer. My father will kill me."
What did he do wrong?
Yeah, he just got way too drunk, it sounds like.
If anything, the fact that this man could wake up with such a horrible hangover and go to join a search party, he volunteered to go do that. That is an actual best man alive.
Yes, I agree. If considering how hungover he had to have been, the last thing I would do walking home from being
Oh my God,
shit faced and ice
no chance.
is seeing guys out with a bunch of people out with dogs and fucking going through a forest looking for somebody. I'm sorry, I would walk right past those people and be like, I'm going to get a McGriddle and I'm going into bed and taking a nap.
I don't think you could. If I was in that situation, I wouldn't have been able to even muster up a good luck. I would have just kept walking with my head down. Sorry, I got something I got to do.
Imagine the moment where he was in this crowd of people going through the forest, and then they started screaming out his name. He's like, I'm here. Like, what, dude?
Thank you for that. I needed a good laugh.
What the fuck?
All right, so I'm going to pull up this screen share real quick. I had a long list of best men alive, and then I saw this video this morning, and I threw all the rest of them just into the garbage because this is
Let's check this out.
so incredible.
Let's fucking check this out.
Why?
It ain't working out. We tried everything we could,
This
but
guy's getting fired.
we gotta let you go,
All right.
man.
All right, whatever.
All right? No hard feelings, right?
Yeah. Just to let you know, I know the real reason.
What's the real reason?
Because every Friday I go to show and tell and get a lap dance by your fucking daughter. That's why.
You know, I don't need to hear that fucking shit from you, man. Really?
Well, that's why I'm getting laid off. It has nothing to do with my fucking work.
You know what? Grab your shit and get the fuck off my job.
I am, and guess where I'm going? Guess where I'm going? Show and fucking tell.
Enjoy it, motherfucker.
Yeah, oh, I will. I'll enjoy that fat ass she got.
Is that where we're going right now?
Oh my God.
My favorite is the dude at the end who's like, wait, we're going to the strip club right now?
Yeah. All right. You know that's living in the days now, like today's age, you can never really take these type of videos too seriously because people, like the ones where people go into grocery stores and like fucking powder people with baby powder and run away and shit.
They're all set up.
That's all staged.
This is fucking real.
You could just tell by the camera quality, this is not staged. Like the way the guy's holding the camera and saying that. Holy shit, is that hilarious?
That is incredible, sir. For getting laid off, you are my best man alive, and for having an all-time retort. I'm gonna go to show and tell now because you just fired me, and I'm gonna have your daughter's fat ass give me a lap dance.
Show and tell.
Oh,
we know
man.
what the daughter's showing him. What is she telling him though? Is the real question.
My dad is a construction worker, and he might be your boss.
She definitely told him that his boss was her dad.
Yeah, that is absolutely brutal. But a great video for us. I'm glad that I'm not in that situation. I hope to never be on either side, frankly. But that is my best man alive. I also wanted to mention a best hamster alive.
Okay.
Did you see this? A hamster by the name of Mr. Gox. So if you recognize that name,
You're looking at me. You're just like you haven't heard about Mr. Gox.
Do you remember Mount Gox? It was the original big exchange for Bitcoin.
Okay.
And it years ago got hacked and everybody's shit got stolen, so it got shut down.
What do they have a coin now for this hamster? Hamster coin?
The hamster lives in a very elaborate setup.
Is it a mining setup?
It's a what?
Are they like mining Bitcoin with the hamster in the rig?
No, but he's picking which coins to buy and sell
And
based on where he goes and what he does. He's up 20% since June.
Are people watching this hamster live?
Oh yeah,
pick the shit.
Of course he is.
And then putting money in. Actually, all right. At first maybe the hamster was picking winners. Now it's getting to the point where people are just going to be pumping up these coins because of the hamster picks.
So you think like he's the leading indicator?
Yes.
People are going to buy it because the hamster's buying it.
Exactly. They're going to pump and dump these coins now because of the fucking hamster. So we got to get in right when the hamster picks, and then we got to fucking get out.
Or we get a hamster, and we dictate what gets pumped.
Do something better than
What if we get like a
hamster.
squid?
A fucking ferret, maybe.
Cephalopods are smarter than hamsters. Let's get an octopus.
The fuck would we do with an octopus? Do you know
Put 'em in a
like
tank.
you know what kind of tank you need for an octopus?
No,
You
I
need to
have no
like
clue.
literally seal it to where you know an octopus can
Oh, yeah,
get through
they'll-
like
they'll,
a
like,
fucking
slide out.
a centimeter
100%.
gap. They fucking scare me, and then they're just on the floor, just gooping, glopping, just like.
You're scared of intelligence?
If you came downstairs and you saw an octopus on your floor, just fucking octopusing all over your floor, just fucking slimy ooze goo.
I do
all
appreciate that octopus is now a verb.
Dude,
To octopus.
They're
yeah.
disgustingly creepy,
They're brilliant. Though.
but I would pet one on its big bulb head.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That or a cuttlefish. Like they just go camouflage for no reason automatically.
Nugget. Kill it
Just
with a noogie.
Sprays you with ink.
Dude,
Fuck
don't-
you, Mark.
Don't you fucking know you can kill octopuses by noogieing their fucking dome bulb?
I don't know. You probably never watched Resident Alien, even though I was gushing about it.
I didn't watch it.
There's a scene where Alan Tudyk is in a restaurant, and in the restaurant they have a tank with a squid or an octopus in it, and he just starts talking to the octopus because the octopi are aliens in this universe. It's funny. I like that. Anyways,
the big difference between me and you is you say octopi. You know for a fact I would have said octopuses.
I mean, I don't even know which one's right. So
what did I say the other week? I just made up a word. What was it? Adapted? No. Adaptated? What did I say?
Adaptated is a good
stupid
one.
Habitated. Habitated. That's what it is.
I'd still I was listening back to our episode from last week, and still nothing made me laugh as hard as Glenn Close from Brick. That is just the ultimate mashup of nothing that makes any fucking sense.
Fucking Brick, dude.
So anyway,
we miss you.
All right, let's move on. Now it is time for our movie review. I promise next week this will be smoother.
It's fine.
It probably won't be. But
It's fine. I need to figure out how to make the camera not black out, even though it's not that big of a deal. I know exactly what button you need to push to get it back, but
you just need like a long stick where you can just tap it from here.
If it was like every 10 minutes, that'd be fucking. We wouldn't be able to.
Is it about to go out again?
Probably not for another 10 minutes. I think we might make it before the second.
I like it. Living dangerously.
Yeah.
All right. Our review this week is Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Currently at 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, 86% from fans, which I do not fucking get. I truly don't get this. Whatever. Wish I could side with them. At least it was only 90 minutes.
It was not good.
It was infinitely forgettable.
I'm not okay. I want to phrase this better. The first one I had a decent time at. This one was just not good. If people are like, "Oh, did you even like?" If you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like this one. I did like the first one a little bit.
I've also seen that sentiment quite a bit, and I don't necessarily agree. But if you like the first one, I thought the first one was pretty good.
But I just am thinking like, well, people might think we didn't have a good time at the first one.
Not true.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. But this is a bad fucking movie. I'm sorry. It is.
Yeah. A lot of it just doesn't make sense. The physics change constantly. And I know you're not supposed to care about that stuff in a superhero movie.
The writing was terrible.
If you're driving a Mustang and you reach out, this monster that's attached to you reaches out and picks up a truck that's next to you, you would fall through the floor of your Mustang. Mm-hmm. And that drove me nuts. Anyways, this is a direct... I know that's the stupidest quibble of all time, and I don't even care because there's so much...
There it is.
10 minutes, Mark? Really? 10 minutes? God, you're fired. Okay. This is a directorial debut from Andy Serkis, who has done a ton of mocap. He's Ulysses Claw. He's a decent director. There's some really, really cool shots in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
One that stood out to me was basically the intro shot, where you can tell it's a drone that's kind of going down this well into an underground facility. Really, really cool shot.
Yeah,
something that I don't think I've seen very much before.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got the chops there. He got a lot out of Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, I think he tried too hard to carry this movie himself, and he didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
There is no other real character in this to root for necessarily, unless you want Carnage to win, which, whatever. Really graphic imagery. Lots of stuff that you had to cut away from, unfortunately, because it is PG-13. Will say they use their one fuck extremely well.
They use the fuck well, yes.
I don't think we spoil this. What do you think?
No, we don't need to.
Okay, so just all I'm going to say is that the fuck happens at the end of the climax of the story in Act 3.
It usually does like that.
Perfectly used.
Mm-hmm.
No, because a lot of movies end up wasting it, and you don't get the bang for your buck out of your fuck. The bang for your fuck, if you will. So, Mark, why don't you... I know we've done our high-level thoughts in that it was not good, but tell me why.
All right, so you actually have a pretty sick soundtrack for Venom 2. Polo G, shout out to Shy, did a song on this.
I love
Eminem did another song.
Incredible.
Like I went to Spotify, saw the soundtrack. I'm like, oh, dude, this movie's gonna fucking bump. If anything, no, you don't get any sick ass rap song that happens throughout it to get you pumped up during a fight scene or whatever it is. They play that at the end credits. That's kind of a spoiler, but whatever. There's not a good soundtrack. Okay, let's move on to the movie itself. Carnage, I don't know if I could do Woody Harrelson. Kind of fucking weird. I know he's like, I'm gonna make this my own villain type role. He is a creepy ass dude, an evil, murderous.
He's got the southern accent. You
Yeah.
gotta have a southern accent if you're gonna be Cletus Cassidy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was about him. It might have been the writing, because the writing was shit. There was points where the dialogue between Venom and Tom and Eddie Brock was just so bad. What did he say that at that one point? He was like, I'm a boy or something like this. He was like arguing with it. He's like, no, you don't get to make that decision.
He's like, I'm a real boy.
Yeah, he's literally
like a
said something
Pinocchio
like that.
reference to Venom. Like Venom's gonna know what the fuck that is.
It's when they were arguing, and he's like, you don't get to make that choice because I'm a boy. Like he was just saying, like, I'm a human.
Yeah.
It was just so fucking. I was surprised how bad this writing was.
It's very Odd Couple-esque, and like I exhaled sharply through my nostrils a couple times, and I was like, that's kind of funny.
The first act is just this bickering that they want you to be like, oh my god, this is so fun and hilarious seeing Eddie Brock and Venom go at it like this. And if you read the comics, yes, they make it clear, like, fire and sound, stay away. But at the same time, Venom's around fire, around loud-ass fucking noises.
How about when he goes to a rave?
That was...
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that was fucking... So, at least, though, at the rave, this is kind of another spoiler, whatever. You do see this in the trailer. He's at this fucking rave dance thing. At least he didn't pick up the mic and start like rapping or singing.
I turned and looked at you in the theater. I was like, is he gonna fucking rap
we
right now?
We would have most likely walked out of the theater if that shit happened.
That might have actually made this movie better.
Dude, it was bad. One last thing. Yeah, this is the Tom Hardy show. You could tell he's really trying to carry this whole movie, and he is a great actor. Even people like, oh, he's always got to have his face covered up. No, you watch him in Peaky Blinders as Arnie or whatever the fuck his name is. He's an amazing actor. I didn't really have a problem with his acting. I think it was more of the writing for this movie. There is a good post-credit scene that's going to get you hyped up for this, but at the same time, I think that was their way of saying, we're done with Venom just having its own movies.
Yeah.
Venom will now just become part of something else.
And that will be entirely dictated based on how well this movie does in the box office in terms of a sequel or whatever. But they really kind of put all their cards on the table with that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that if you're watching this and you have any background, you can probably guess what it is. We're not going to spoil it, but if you're thinking you know what it is, you know what it is.
Yeah.
So we talked about Tom Hardy, who is 75% of this movie.
Yeah.
Then we've got Michelle Williams, who comes back as his ex-fiance. I do kind of like their back and forth because she just shits on him constantly.
Mm-hmm.
We got homeboy Reed Scott from Veep.
Yeah. He's
a good punching bag. You mentioned Woody Harrelson. I could not stand Naomi Harris's character, Shriek.
Shriek?
It was bad.
Another thing is Carnage was screaming a lot throughout the movie. Does he not get affected by his loud screams?
I don't think that they care.
Okay.
I truly just think that they're fully expecting you to suspend your disbelief and just go into it and accept whatever they spoon feed you.
Yeah.
So I don't know how else to put it. It didn't do it for me.
And even the love story with Shriek and Carnage, it
just felt really forced. This is just a nothing movie.
Mm-hmm.
When I got home, I was reading a couple reviews just to see what like the general sentiment was. I didn't remember anything from the movie.
Yeah. I was surprised that this movie didn't have your typical formula for a superhero movie where there's that initial fight, let's say between Venom and Carnage. That doesn't happen where like Venom kind of loses and he has to go back to the drawing board type thing.
Yeah.
You don't really get a big climactic fight until the very end, which I think that was the highlight of this whole movie are some of the last scenes that we get with the fighting and the action there.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the whole 3/4 of the movie is boring as shit and just bad writing, and they want it to be funny, and I just didn't think it was. I don't know. It's not a good movie.
I feel as though this is kind of on par with like the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, where it had good intentions.
Yeah.
It could have been good. It just was completely mishandled. And honestly, the only reason I didn't hate Woody Harrelson in this is because I had Shriek as a character to compare him to, and she was so much worse than he was.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way I did about Shriek?
She did nothing for me, really. She was just kind of getting in the way. I didn't think she was intimidating really at all. She just kind of was there and fucking things up because she was just screaming, and they're like, "Yo, stop doing that."
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
It's
They could have. They didn't do any service to that character.
and they selectively choose. I didn't give a shit about the detective and that side story. I don't fucking care. Give me Venom doing cool shit. He still doesn't even swing around the city like Spider-Man.
I know. He just kind of jumps and claws onto shit.
Drives me nuts. Did you like how Carnage was a hacker with his fingers and he just like let that go into a laptop and all of a sudden he was just in?
That was stupid.
It was so fucking. There was so many stupid parts of this movie. I was gonna say see it, but now I'm just gonna say skip it.
You were gonna say see it?
No, I'm sorry, save it.
Save it. Okay.
I was gonna be.
How do you go from see it to skip
I was
it?
gonna be middle of the pack on this,
Yeah.
but honestly, now that I'm talking through it again, this movie sucked.
I did like Carnage, the design of Carnage, the CGI design. I thought Carnage looked like Carnage.
And you have to make him like, if you want to be comic accurate, quote unquote, you make him like spikier,
Yeah.
whereas Venom is more smooth and just muscular. Yeah,
Yeah, he's scary looking. But this is such a predominant character in Venom too, and it's just like they fucked this one up.
they really
They
did.
really fucked this one up.
They really did.
They kept pandering too to the comic book people, just like, we're lethal protectors, dude. We get it, but this movie still sucks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
It really did. I'm sorry. What's your final grade on it?
Skip it.
Fuck. Dude.
Yeah, skip it.
That sucks because I was really looking forward to this. Well, I say that.
Yeah.
But I also forgot until earlier this week that you told me this movie was coming out. I completely forgot when it was coming.
Brick should still see this though. I'm curious to see what his thoughts are on it.
Yeah, maybe if he can find a stream of it somewhere, but I wouldn't be in a theater. I don't think this is going to have a very long theatrical run. I bet the box office for this is going to disappoint and fall off very quickly. So
Wouldn't be surprised by that.
I know you got somewhere to be. So let's wrap this up.
Yep, let's do it.
Skip Venom. Fuck, that
Skip
sucks.
it.
That sucks to say because I
Sorry,
love this
guys.
character.
Yeah.
And I love Tom Hardy as it.
And it's not like we were hating on the first one or this franchise. It's just, the movie was bad. It was bad.
So this was episode 265 of the Chumpcast. 266 next week. James Bond. Early reviews are really positive, saying it's the most emotional James Bond of all time.
As it should be. It's
I don't
his
know
last
that
one.
that's what I want out of a James Bond movie,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll see. Daniel Craig is just so fucking fed up at doing James Bond.
I heard Rami Malek does a really good job, but there's just not enough of him, which sucks.
He's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
He needs more work in like big shit like this. Imagine, is that the pinnacle other than being James Bond is being a Bond villain?
I don't want to put Rami Malek in a box. At the same time, though, dude, you got a villain face. Like you're perfect for these type of roles, man. You got that look to you.
He's definitely got a villain.
Besides Freddie Mercury, I mean, you got a villain look.
Are
to
you kidding me? When they put those prosthetic teeth on him, he's definitely a villain.
Yeah.
He could have been a serial killer who like eats people. Yeah. So
I'm excited for that movie, though. Not
yeah.
gonna lie.
So that'll be really good next week. So and in 2 weeks, we will be at Wizard World Chicago in Rosemont.
Hell yeah.
And we'll be doing a live show Friday night on the main stage at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Very excited for that. We'll be there with Chuckload of Comics and a bunch of other people. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, I feel like I haven't talked to many people who are going, so let's get that out there. Let's get going. Come say hi, drink a beer with us. I think it could be a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah,
it might actually be more fun if it's not super crowded.
If you're picking a day to come, I would say Saturday, Friday to see us. Obviously,
But we'll be there all weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be there Sunday, but Saturday is the day if you want to come hang out with us. We have a lot of stuff planned, a lot of scheduling going on, a lot of cool people that we'll be interviewing and getting to talk to alongside the Chuckload of Comics YouTube channel. So come hang out with us for sure.
In the meantime, you can find us everywhere on social media at the Chumpcast. You can call or text us at 847-920-6107. Brick will probably be back next week. Who fucking knows? But I guess until next time.
Jumps out, motherfucker.